Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special video. This is going to be our seasonal massive collab. It is our favorites for spring. I am very honored to have been asked to do this collab once again. In my description box, you're going to find a link to all the channels participating in this collab. The last time I checked, there were almost 20 creators. So hopefully you guys can find the time to go show love to every single one of them. I do want to give a quick shout out to Walker from Ave Nails for putting this collab together. She was the one who sent out the email and put everyone's information together so that you guys can go check out the other channels. So thank you, Walker, for doing this. And for adding me last minute. To be honest, you guys, I was not gonna do this collab because after looking and digging through my stash, I realized that I don't have a lot of springy colors. Again, I am not a seasonal wearer, so it's a little hard already for me to pick, you know, seasonal appropriate polishes. But I realized that I don't have a lot of these lighter colors that, you know, usually you tend to gravitate towards spring. So I thought, you know what, there's no point in me doing this collab. I have nothing to share really. Probably only like a couple of polishes and that's it. But, you know, I decided to, at the end of the day, do this for you guys that maybe like me don't have a great springy collection. So you do struggle to find springy shades, and I kind of went a little different route. Not every polish in this video is going to be a typical springy shades, but I think they're appropriate for the season too. This might help if you're like me and you just have a massive dark color nail polish collection. So I hope you enjoy watching this, and if you're coming from another channel, I hope that you decide to subscribe to my channel. I'm just another nail polish lover in this platform. I hope that you decide to stick around. I do post weekly videos. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the polish. Okay, so first up, I want to discuss pink. I know a lot of people gravitate towards pastel pinks, but for me, pastel pink is my least shade of pink. So I wanted to share with you another way that you can wear pink for spring. And in my opinion, I think this is the perfect season to bring out your rose gold metallics. I personally prefer a metallic to a pastel pink. That's just personal preference. But for my pick, I chose Gotaluvpolish. That's what she said. And this is the one coat wonder for me. My nails are kind of long right now, and I still managed to get it opaque in one coat, which is really good. With metallics, you are gonna have some brush strokes, you know, and all of that stuff that not a lot of people like, but this is one of the least brush strokey rose metallics in my collection, which is why I decided to pick this one specifically. So if you're like me and you don't really care for pastel pinks, I think rose gold metallics are a good way to go this season. I mentioned it many times here on my channel that I like white nails. White and black nails are some of my comfort colors. I know it might seem very basic, very plain, but I do genuinely enjoy a black polish and a white nail polish. I don't know, it just brings comfort to me. Probably because when I was in high school, that's all I'll ever wear. Mostly black polish, because again, I tend to gravitate towards dark colors. But black and white were like my jam during high school. So even now as an adult, I still like white polishes. Now, for white, I think like stark white nails is more summer leaning. It just reflects a lot of light. But how about off-white shades? I think off-white colors are perfect for spring. You still get that brightness, but you get a hint of soft color. And I think OPI is the best brand at doing off-white polishes. Not only do they have great formula, but they do have different options. You can name some classics like OPI's My Boyfriend's Scale Walls. Also last year they released one with the Grease collection, which was Don't Cry Over Spilled Milkshakes. And that one is like an off-white with a hint of green, which is very pretty, very bright. But for this specific season, I wanted to go with Suzi Chase's Portu-geese from OPI. And I believe this was part of the Lease One collection, if I'm not mistaken. And this is an off-white with a hint of pink. Kind of like blushy. I'm not sure you can perceive it right here, but it's not a white. It's an off-white. I love this formula, you guys. It was so good. Only 2 coats to get fully opaque. It was not as streaky as other polishes. I think this one even has a better formula than Don't Cry Over Spilled Milkshakes from OPI. I really enjoyed this one. If you are into white nails, but you know, you don't want to be like stark white, I highly recommend you pull out your off-white polishes this season. I think it's a perfect way to not only bring light to your nails, but also kind of add a soft shade to your nails. Up next, I want to talk about a color that I think just screams spring like no other, and that is peach. I personally think peach is an exclusive spring shade. If anything, peach polish looks the best during the spring. in my opinion. I tend to associate fruits with spring. Does anybody out there do that? I know I do. I wanted to pick a reddish color because for strawberries, I think a strawberry shade would be perfect for spring too. But again, me and my dark colors, I mostly have dark reds in my collection, so I couldn't find one. So I went with my next fruit, and that is a peach. This is from Kokie Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Georgia Peach. I love this shade of peach. This is one of my top favorites in my collection when it comes to a peach. I think it's bright without being a neon, and it's an orange leaning peach instead of a pink. I know a lot of peaches tend to lean pink, and it's a personal preference, but you know, I'm not a big fan of pinks. So this one works perfectly for me, but any peach polish in your collection would work perfect for spring. If you see this one and you don't have a peach polish in your collection, this is a good one. It took 2 coats to be fully opaque on my nails, but this is a color that depending on application, you might need 2 to 3 coats. I love this color so much. Not very often do I get a polish and immediately connect it to a season. Again, because I'm not a seasonal wearer myself. But this one, as soon as I saw it, it screamed spring to me like no other polish in my collection. This is from Soya, and it's in the shade Aster, and oh my goodness, this is a must for spring. If you love Soya, which I know a lot of you do, add this one to your cart next time. It has a beautiful formula, and I mean, the color is to die for. This is a soft purple with some sparkle in there, which again, I personally love sparkling polishes, and this one has it. Indoors, the shimmer is gonna look silver as you're seeing it right now. Well, at least that's what I see in my camera. It looks silver, but when the sun hits it, those shimmers sparkle blue and pink, and there are soft shades of blue and pink, so it looks gorgeous. Add that on top of the amazing light purple base. Spring. Really love this polish. 2 coats to be fully opaque. Great formula. Highly recommend. Another color that represents spring so well for me is yellow. Probably because sunny days are here finally. We're getting out of the gloomy, wintry days. Now the sun is shining. Warmer temperatures are coming. I know here in North Texas, we've been having an amazing week. We had low 70s, which in my opinion is perfect weather. So sunny days are finally coming. You have to wear yellow for spring. I try to pick something different because I talked about this polish last year, but it wouldn't be a Laura video if I didn't pick this polish again. This is hands down my favorite yellow, probably of all time, and it is from Morgan Taylor. Unfortunately, this was a limited time release, but I figure I'll still share it because if you own it, I highly recommend you pull it out this season. This is in the shade Days in the Sun. Oh, how fitting, the name. And it is part of the limited edition collection from Beauty and the Beast. It was inspired by Beauty and the Beast. I've talked about my love for Beauty and the Beast here on my channel multiple times, so I'm not gonna bore you with that. And this is just so pretty. So pretty. I love this yellow. There is no other yellow that I can recommend at this point, but I do recommend you wear your yellows this season. I love it. 2 coats to be fully opaque, and it has a subtle pinky shimmer. You can see it, just not that strong. Beautiful color. Days in the Sun from Morgan Taylor, one of my all-time favorites for spring. All right, now let's talk to the color that is on my nails, shall we? Isn't it gorgeous? I am in love with my mani right now. Now, for green, we all seen the pastel greens. I love them. I own, and this is not exaggerating, at least 10 pastel greens. So many good ones. I tend to gravitate towards that shade of green a lot. I just love my pastel greens. I also love like my blue tone greens, you know, like those minty greens with the blue undertone. I think those are gorgeous. We can also talk about turquoise, aqua. I think they are beautiful colors for spring. You know, the color of my shirt I think would work great for spring as well, but I want it to be different. I wanted to showcase this shade of green, and this is specifically from Sista Chic Lacquer, which is an indie brand. This is in the shade Grow with the Flow, and it is from her spring collection last year. This shade of green, I don't think a lot of us tend to gravitate towards it for spring, but I think it's so perfect for the season. So I wanted to bring attention to this shade of green in this video. This is the color of leaves on trees. This is the color of the grass, and they're all coming back at this time of the year. I think this represents spring really well, and it's a color that at least me, I don't really think about when it comes to spring. But now that I have this polish, this is all that I think about when I think of spring. Because everywhere I look, I'm seeing this color right now. This is gorgeous. I highly recommend that you look into this shade of green this spring. You will see how fitting it is. And I mean, it looks amazing. This one specifically has some glitters. And they are like tiny, like gold. Is it gold? They're like holographic micro glitters. And some of them are blue. So the blue against the green is just gorgeous alone. But the other holographic glitters, I think they're gold. I don't know, I should have looked up the description first. But it's just so sparkly. It takes 3 super easy coats to be fully opaque. Cleanup was so minimal, you guys, that I'm just in awe with this formula. I'm so happy that I finally tried it. If you have this polish in your collection, I highly recommend that you pull it out and play with it this season. And if you don't, but you do have something similar to this shade, I highly recommend that you give it a try. You'll be surprised how spring appropriate it is. And I mean, it looks amazing, you guys. All right, so those were my nail polish picks when it comes to me picking specifically a polish. Now I wanted to make 3 honorable mentions. These polishes are examples of just a general option that you have for polishes this spring. First up, I want to talk about Crellies. Spring is the perfect time to wear your Crellies, especially when they are in a lighter base like this one. This one specifically is from Don Deeva and it's in the shade Whangdoodle. I love white Crelly with a lot of bright glitters. Bring them out. This is the season. Also, if you don't necessarily have a Crelly, but you do have multicolored glitters, like the glitter toppers, those can work as well. Just toss them on top of a cream polish and you're gonna get a similar look to a Crelly. Perfect time for all of our multicolored glitter toppers as well. Speaking of toppers, holographic toppers. This is just like a nice, subtle, micro holographic glitter. As you can see, I'll insert close up. It would provide just the right amount of hollow for those soft pastel springy shades. You still get some holographic when you step out into the sun, but it's not like overpowering hollow in your face. This polish has been in my collection for the longest time and is the one that I tend to gravitate towards. Every time I want like a light dusting of holographic glitter, I go for this one. This is from Wet n Wild from their Wild Shine, and this is in the shade Hallucination. Any holographic micro glitter will do. I know China Glaze has one. I think it's called Fairy Dust. I don't own that one, and I know Revlon has another one. I think it's called Holographic Pearls, if I'm not mistaken. So there are many options that are out there, not only in the drugstore, but with indies. A lot of indie makers make holographic toppers. Highly recommend you put them out, and you know, when you're craving that hollow, especially maybe towards the end of spring, it's a good way to transition into those strong holographic polishes for the summer. And the last spring trend that I want to talk about is contrasting shimmer polishes. I've seen a few spring collections from indies that have released this year that are showcasing a lot of contrasting shimmers. So I'm guessing that's gonna be like the trend this season, and I didn't want to stay behind. I wanted to share one. My pick is obviously this one from Tonic. This is in the shade Light of Lyra. I know this is very hard to get. As soon as it comes in stock, it sells out. So I'm sorry that I had to pick this one, but this is, in my opinion, the best contrasting shimmer polish that I own. Again, I have to stay true to myself and remind you, if you own this one, pull it out. But any contrasting shimmer polish will do. I've seen a lot of pinks with the blue flash, or blue polishes with the pink flash. I've seen a lot of corals with the green flash, especially right now that coral is the color of the year. So any contrasting shimmer polish will do. You do not need to break your head and try to find this one specifically, although if you do find Light of Lyra, get it. It's amazing. It's one of the best polishes out there. Alright guys, so that's all I have for you for my polish picks and spring trends for 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. If you're new to this community, I hope that you do decide to stick around for more videos. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out all the other channels. Show them some love. Show them some support. Leave me your favorite spring polish in my comments down below. I love your recommendations, you guys. I will never get tired of saying that I've bought a lot of my polishes because of you, because you guys have the best recommendations. Again, thank you so much for all your support and all your love. Happy spring to everyone, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.